Hi, this is iYikkam time again. I just finished discussing Wing Chun with a friend, and the topic of research come up, and so we have pretty long discussions, and I'd like to share with you my discussions on research. Okay, research means in-depth study of something. Okay, so if one have some in-depth study of something, one will have an insight, and the insight will usually come two different types. One is the general insight, one is the particular insight. So if anybody claim they do research, they have to provide the general insight and particular insight with evidence. Okay. Now, if you look at today's, many people claim that they do research, but if you look closely, what they present is just a list of the teacher or somebody or big name grandmaster who they visited a few days, okay, a few weeks, something like that, or learning short period of time, and then they're gonna list a list of a different style of martial art, internal, external, all kind of stuff. But they do not provide any insight. So that's not research. That is actually just provide a list, a list of collection item. That's what it is. Okay. The reason I define research this detailed is because, like in Silicon Valley, the best way to achieve success is to raise the standard, raise the bar. Okay. The best way to fail is to lower the bar. Okay. So the term research, because when people use the term research, usually they want to be called grandmaster, okay, or researcher. But then if one just present a list of something, and then with the term I believe, I think so, my opinion, how is that any research at all? How is that anything of that list have any value at all? It doesn't. Okay, and if you can read about people sharing, you can see that a lot of people don't even know what you're talking about, but listing a whole list and then saying that, oh yeah, this is my research. Now let me give you an example on this particular and the general insight. Number one, momentum. Anybody who do realistic martial art research will know momentum is the big deal. And they will know also, in order to develop momentum handling, one need to go full force, because there's no other way to get the development of the momentum. One need to go full force. Okay, you hit full force, you strike full force, you kick full force, and then you want to handle the whatever come at you in the full force. That is the general insight of any martial artist who do research. They know that is the key. Okay. Another insight, general insight, is this: anybody who talk about general, anybody who talk about energy, internal art, qi, mind, will be able to tell you this. That is a state called the mind and the breathing become one. Okay, the state of mind and body become one. So disregard if one is practice 峨眉十二桩 or or Qigong or Anapanasati or Kundalini stuff, everybody who really have the practice know that state, because if one do not get to that state, one cannot get into the world of the energy. Okay, you want to talk about pre-birth chi surface, you want to talk about Kundalini, the energy, one need to get into the mind and breathing one state. And one exactly need to know what type of breathing which lead to that state, and what kind of mind handling lead to that state. In other words, today you can check it with the brainwave, okay? See whether one get inside there or not. Everything can be checked. One can check the repetitions of the breathing plus the brainwave. One can see that is that guy really be able to get there or not. Now, really, anybody who do research will have that insight and be able to get there. Otherwise, it's just a list. You know, you can read all the Kundalini book, Taoist book. What is this for? But whoever know that, have that insight, it doesn't matter what you practice, Kundalini, the Indian system, the Chinese system, you just get there. Okay? So as in Zen, you just go direct to the moon. You can use any language. Okay? So if you want to talk about mind power, breathing power, chi, sinking chi, all these things, or energy in the body, internal art, then one has to have that. Okay? Otherwise one don't know. Now, as a particular insight, anybody who really study in depth in Xiu Lim Tao sets and Wing Chun, the short strike, no, one need the abandoned elbow in order to close in. Abandoned elbow. The structural elbow, like the using the Zhang Dai leg or the Peng Jing of the Tai Chi cannot get in, cannot get close in. So this is particular insight. And if anybody would say that they have research, they better know all this thing. Okay? Otherwise, it's a list of something. Now, anybody who do real research will be able to link up why is that needed of internal art to momentum to all things. Okay? Otherwise, one really don't know. One have never done the research. One have never do an in-depth study. Let me tell you how this thing fit together in fighting, in martial arts, or all this internal art stuff. Okay, simple. Tell you in my way. Okay, you have momentum there. Momentum is the bottom line of martial arts, and you need full force, full strike to develop momentum. And in the real world, when you fight for real or sparring for the real, that momentum is going to go full force. Okay, full strength. Now, due to that full strength, the body has to be able to take it. And the body needs a large volume of oxygen in order to have the intensive activity. And the circulation has to be good, because internal activity needs a lot of circulations, and then it actually have raising the temperature inside the body. Okay? And also, after the momentum, the body will be drained and need to be recharged. So, as we talk about the internal, the Qigong of the Chinese, the first, the Xing Qi to Dan Tian, that is the take care of the oxygen part. The second thing is Xiu Mai, develop the channel. Let's take care of the second part, which is the circulation, the blood vessels, the blood circulations, temperature handling, those kind of stuff. Okay. The third thing is be able to enter into the state of it reset itself, accumulate energy. That is dealing with when one is drained after the fight or anything, the body has to build out, or when one was injured here and there, one need the body to support healing, treating. So this is how the Qigong play with the momentum, relate to the momentum. And then in the momentum, one also need the mechanics. Like in Wing Chun, we have the retract, which is using the mechanical advantage in the lever system, and the torque, and then using of the action direction force. This is what the mechanic is there. Okay, so with the Qigong part and this mechanic part you add together, that is what it means by internal development. Okay, internal development is that the breathing, the Xing Qi to Dan Tian, the develop the channel, and get the body into a state of it be able to repair itself, or collect, accumulate energy and so forth, or balance itself. And then this mechanics of the torque, and then the mechanic advantages and the action reaction force. This all is the internal art. So this is how the internal art support the momentum. Okay. And in Chinese, this internal part, internal art part is also named as the body of the art, or the engine, and the momentum part is the applications of the art. Okay, is this clear? This simple. If we don't know this, we cannot realize it. We need to know these details. Okay. So this is to share with you. If we want to talk about research, it is better to have all this insight and informations and practical evidence, not just I believe, I think, because those are not research. And it's not just a list of I visit so and so, I visit so and so, I train with so and so, I train with so and so. Those are just a list. Or I know this and this, so and so, I know this art, I know that art, and then every 2 years you change your thinking from this to that. And if you do research, you get the direction, you get the insight, you're not going to change. You only build up or get deeper. So this is the reality of research. Okay, and sure, sometimes people research get into a different direction, but the correction is very fast. It will not continue to do wrong thing. Okay, if it's continue to do wrong thing, then one need a major professor to give the proper direction. So that need learning. That means that guy is not in the standard of in the level of doing research yet. Okay, so this is to share with you today.